Thank you, and thanks for staying back, and thanks for your patience. Appreciate it. And so, first of all, I would like to thank and congratulate the organizers for putting together such a beautiful event. So, I mean, I have never heard about any data engineering summit, so it's very nice to have this. And I request you to probably organize this in Hyderabad next year, because I want my entire team to kind of participate in this. So thanks a lot for that. Right, and for today's session, we are going to talk about when AI meets the global pharma data. So again, we are privileged to be participating at this summit and representing the Dr. Reddy's laboratories. And our use case mostly talks about what happens when AI meets the complex data, which is kind of spanned across the global countries, right? And so today you have seen multiple presentations which are dealing with AI, but this one is a little bit different in terms of how we are going to look at the complexities of the data when AI tries to kind of extract the value out of the data, right? So that's the flavor we are going to look at it. And for the past couple of years, if you see, whenever you have any conversations at your office or when you have any fireside chats with your leaders, right? So always AI has been, omnipresent across all those enterprise technical conversations, right? So, and in the past couple of years, it has become so accessible, so that all the technical barriers in building the AI products have reduced drastically. So that's where AI is right now, and it is very exciting to be working in these times, and especially in the data engineering space. And to build these AI products, you need to have a strong data foundation layer, for which you need a robust data engineering framework, right? So that's the basis for building some, very good AI products for the business. And if you take a look at any global business like Dr. Reddy's, who are highly regulated and financial services firms, the data is flown globally, but the meaning often doesn't, right? So, the meaning doesn't flow, but the data will flow from region to region, system to system, regulatories to regulatories, and markets to market, right? So that's where we have that hidden complexity of data is being understood differently across the various business units. And this session is all about uncovering that hidden complexity and see how the data engineering evolved from merely copying the data from one place to the other towards bringing in that engineering trust and semantic consistency and context meaningfulness across the enterprises for the AI products, right? So that's the context we have. And so let's take a look at some of the things, whatever you are seeing on the slide, right? So if you take any platform, any data platform right now, so you have copilots, you have agents, you have RAGs, and AI-driven dashboards you have. So, and if you take any enterprise, you have accessibility to world-class data models right now, world-class models with all SDKs you have and open source frameworks, which can be leveraged to kind of extract the AI-driven insights. But currently, if you take a look at it, it's not about can I build the AI product, but it's all about can AI understand and consistently understand the enterprise truth, which is fragmented across various business units, right? That's very, very important, to bring out the insights for the business. And if you look at the co-pilots, they're really good, and but they are heavily dependent on the quality context and the quality metadata. And if you have the inconsistent or not trustworthy context, then they are going to give you a lot of inconsistencies in the output, whatever they are going to give. And for agents also, if you see, they are heavily dependent on how they are grounded, what is their context, right? And if the agents are operating in an fragmented and inconsistent environment, then the agents are going to technically give you the valid actions, but they are going to have the inconsistencies or probably cause the operational disruptions as well. So that's where you need to have proper context and proper grounding for the agents. And when you take a look at RAGs, it needs to have trustworthy retrieval, as well as it needs to have a consistent meaning across the various business units. Otherwise, they are going to, the retrieval alone cannot justify or cannot, guarantee the truth. And in terms of AI dashboards, it's all about the semantic inconsistencies we see across the various business units. And I think that's where, if you take a look at whatever points I mentioned just now, so the bottleneck is no longer with respect to the accessibility of the models or GPU availability and whatnot, right? So the actual bottleneck is around bringing in the enterprise level truth, which is consistent across the various business units, various markets. And that is a bottleneck we have right now. And if you look at all these capabilities, AI has become increasingly commoditative, but it also kind of exposes, what are the difficulties you have in bringing the data governance in place, bringing in the consistent meaning across the business units, as well as bringing in the semantic consistencies as well. So that's where we have, AI right now, and it has become very critical for the data engineering architecture to kind of, become robust and ensure that, AI is having the consistent meaning across the business units. And in next 3 slides, we are going to look at, like, how the global pharma ecosystem looks like, and how does the fragmentation happens in terms of semantic meaning, and then, we will see one of the real-time world example as well. So if you look at this particular global pharma ecosystem, this is something, which we operate on. So we have like various markets across the globe, spanning from Indian markets to emerging markets, and then North America, and then Europe markets. And there are a lot of, systems which are generating the data, and there are a lot of systems which are exchanging the data as well as consuming the data. So holistically, if you look at it, it is all interconnected across various business units. And if you look at, any of the business process in this case, the data is going to span across multiple business units. Let's say you have a clinical trial happening at one of our laboratories, right? So whenever any event happens as part of the clinical trials, it is going to impact the manufacturing and quality, it is going to impact the commercials, it is going to impact the regulatories, it is going to impact the supply chain management and whatnot, right? So that's where the complexity kicks in. And it's not just about, interconnectivity between the systems, but rather the intelligence at every system remains fragmented. So that is the challenge we have with respect to the current ecosystem we have in the pharma world, right? And if you take a look at any of the business unit, it is going to store the data at its system level, right? It will have its own attributes for any drug, whatever we make, and it's going to have its own metadata, it's going to have its own governance model, and it's going to have its own interpretation and meaning for those things, right? So that's where the complexity kicks in. And whenever you have AI, it is not going to derive you any of the meaningful insights. And this is something to talk about the semantic fragmentation at scale, right? So here, if you just take one molecule, and if you take a look at research and development system, it is going to be called by the compound ID. And when it goes to the manufacturing unit, it is going to be called by the batch number. And when it goes to regulatory, it will be called by the submission ID, and the commercials, it will be SKU and the product ID. So that's where, the meaning with respect to one molecule changes from system to system. And, that's where, if you look at the system level, right, as a system, technically it is correct, for that particular domain. But when you are looking at, as an enterprise level, the semantic fragmentation will be causing a lot of issues when you are trying to bring down the insights. And this is one of the real-time world example how the semantic fragmentation happens. And if you take a look at one of the molecule we have, at scientific level, this is one single molecule. But as it begins moving from from one system to the other system in the enterprise ecosystem, the interpretation changes from system to system. And if you look at the research and discovery, it is called as something like an internal code. But when it goes to the regulatory submission, it will be called a submission ID. And manufacturing and supply, it will be called a material code or batch ID. And that's how the interpretation changes from system to system within the pharma ecosystem world. And so this is where you will be having a lot of business fragmentation, the semantic fragmentation, which will be causing a lot of issues for us when we are trying to go for the insights, right? And yes, technically it is valid at the system level, but when we are looking at a holistic level, when you have this semantic fragmentation at enterprise level, you are going to cause the copilots, the agents, whatever is working for you, it is going to give you technically valid inputs, but it is going to have a lot of semantic inconsistencies. And this is where it drives the unification for the semantics, and that's where we are going to show you how we solve this problem by engineering the solution where we brought in some of the ontology models, and we brought in some metadata lineage-driven things, as well as some of the trust identification methodologies, right? So that's how we solve the problem, and I invite my colleague Shakti to kind of go over the solution and the architecture for you.
So before I start, just to let you know a couple of things. So as Kiran has already explained the challenges in a very regulated and a very specific kind of a environment, which is like whatever LLM or whatever model you try to use, you are not going to have these kind of industry-specific data points to directly work upon. So that kind of gives you the more complexity that drives right now. Now that the biggest challenge is actually to manage how do we handle this kind of fragmentation, how do we handle the aggregation of the same understanding of the same point that everyone is referring to. Besides the different naming conventions of the across different department, also when you are doing business across multiple markets, the regulatory compliance are different, the industries are different, even the customers, the nomenclature for each of the customers are going to also vary. So that creates a much larger problem for us. Now, in a previous session, I believe Girish, he did mention about what's the end goal of any analytics. So he rightly pointed out that okay, at the end of the day, analytics on its own doesn't add a lot of value. You have to derive some actionable action item that in turns will going to raise your revenue in your business. So this is the philosophy I think our CTO has basically pointed out a year ago, and in our organization right now, any new analytics, particularly static dashboards development, has actually been stopped, and only action-driven analytics are supposed to be happen. Now the point is, how do you derive actionable action items out of a fragmented system where you can't even call the molecule as the same name across enterprise? So if you look into this is how we are trying to resolve at this point, or at least particularly the nomenclature problem. So we have built a aggregation layer agent, which kind of identifies all the business understanding, all the nomenclature problems, all the regulatory related nomenclature, as well as the documentation related to all of it, has been fed into as a knowledge base to this, which kind of acts as our to unify the molecule to a same details of it. So this helps for us to combine the data, combine the understanding of a US market to a Europe market, and also to our enterprise, or also to our corporate which sits on India. So when they talk about a molecule, let's say azacitidine, so they don't have to know this is called azacitidine X in Europe or azacitidine Y in Europe, US, or something else in Brazil, or something in Russia, or something like that. The unifying platform already handles that nomenclature conversion, and it gives you answer based on that. The second biggest problem in a regulated market is actually temporal truth. So what do I mean by this is, when you are working with regulatory authorities, the classification of a model or even the required permissions that you need to achieve to go to market kind of changes over the period of a time. Particular molecule can be classified as a prescription only molecule, but maybe down the line after a year it could be classified as a OTC, which is called over the counter, which you can get out without a prescription itself. Now for audit purposes, for anything that we report to authorities and everything, we do need to track those things, those truth at a temporal basis at the time we are reporting, and also for the corporate reporting, which we do at every end of the quarter for the global audience, that also needs to account for these kind of details. So a normal SCD database will not be able to handle these kind of challenges, primarily because of your reporting needs to handle the challenges that comes with over the period of time changing the policies across it. So what we have done is, we have built it's a more aggregated version of a SCD database, which tracks all the values at a timeline level, and all the reportings are also timestamped. That helps us to identify the truth at any given point of the time from our data lake itself. The last one, and this is, I believe this is the most important one, the semantic layer. All of us, we are discussing about LLMs, AI, and are getting answers directly from the data. The problem is, AI is a stateless product at this point. It doesn't understand a lot of things. You have to give them the context. Semantic layer is what actually gives them the context. So you have to bring in your business understanding, you have to bring in your logistical challenges, you have to bring in your regulatory authorities understanding and their regulation as well. So this, if you look into the slide at this point, the semantic foundation is the base logic, like which any LLM can already understand. If you give them an explanation about SCD, it knows it's a changing dimensional database. Where we actually bring value is actually the semantic context as well as the business semantic model. So these two layers on its own kind of works. Just to give a little context, semantic context is basically our business glossary layer, which has been built from the scratch based on our documents, our knowledge base. We worked with our business portfolio team, every of it, to build a massive knowledge base for this, which gets fed into your semantic agent, which builds the semantic context. Similarly, business semantic model, this actually comes directly our business specific rules, which is very particular to pharma or product specific, which is not going to be generalized, or LLM will not be able to help us directly. So both of them together kind of creates our semantic model, and that helps to create our semantic consumption layer. All of our AI models and our pipelines, analytics layer, as well as any agent that is linked, are actually linked to the semantic consumption layer, not to the golden layer. So that's what we have taken a very conscious decision to make sure that is always will be the case. Now combining everything together, this is what we are currently following. This is the idea. This is our final architecture layer, the data lake that we are sitting right now. If you look into it, the first one is the data sources, which can be anything. That can be our starting from our manufacturing to our IPDO, which is our R&D department. Then there is regulatory affairs, as well as our sales and marketing team, which our actual growth engine. Now that gets fed into our ingestion layer, which is our bronze layer. Now then it works in tandem with our existing knowledge base, our coding standards, our team standards. Then that kind of along with the business understanding, it kind of creates your semantic metadata layer, and every analytics and all the AI tools kind of sits on top of this. This generates dashboards, actionable items that fits into our consumption platform and consumption users. Just to conclude, so we have all been part of data engineering teams for quite a long time. We have been working as the current structure we are primarily looking at building it and moving it and store it. So I think the previous discussion was like that the existing architecture is ingest, store, as well as consume. So that's what our current one. But with the AI coming into the picture, we have to think about where exactly we are adding value. Obviously, with the AI and LLM coming so much far right now, the technical barrier to build anything is very low right now. So we have to think about where we can add value to our enterprise. The way we think is semantic engineering and context engineering is the way to go. Yeah.